Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the regular session for November 1st, 2022. It is 7 o'clock. I call this meeting to order. May I have roll call, please?
Commissioner Hewitt?
Here.
Vice Mayor Suey?
Here.
Commissioner Romanek?
Here.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Here.
Mayor Orndorff?
Here. But I'll stand for the salute of the flag. It doesn't look like we have a... I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Clerk, has there been any changes to the agenda?
We have two changes, Mayor. The first is the removal of item 16.1, which is resolution item 1, approving a First Amendment with Benecard services. We just need additional time to put that together. And the second thing is not an agenda item, but there's going to be a change to the meeting schedule. So November 14th, that meeting, there's a conflict with the planning board, so we're canceling the commission meeting because there's applicants on that board, on that schedule, excuse me. And then we're going to change that meeting to November 22nd, which is also a Tuesday, same time, 5:30, work session, 7 p.m. regular meeting. It's just going to be November 22nd.
Thank you. Bills?
Move that we pay the bills. Second motion.
Motion is second to pay the bills. Roll call?
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Suey?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Make a motion to approve and dispense with the reading of the following minutes and to proceed with the regular order of business. October 4th, 2022, regular meeting, and October 18th, 2022, work session. Second motion.
A motion and a second to approve and dispense of minutes. Any comments? Roll call?
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Suey?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Public comment on the agenda items only. If anybody has a comment or concern on the agenda item, please come to the podium, state your name and comment. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes. Seeing nobody, we'll close the public comment on the agenda items. Move to presentations.
Okay, we have a presentation by Administrator Ray Campari, Executive Director of the Holly City Development Corporation, Heather Santoro, and Manager of Parks and Public Properties, Samantha Cruz, on UEZ. The floor is yours. Make sure the mic's on.
Good evening, everyone. Ray Campari, City Administrator.
They don't have a
No, it's not on.
They didn't have one. Oh, here's that.
There you go. Lights on? Does that work? Good. Here to give the commission and most importantly the public an update on our UEZ program status and our plans for 2023 regarding the funding that we received from the Urban Enterprise Zone. As mentioned, Heather Santoro from Holly City Development Corporation and Sam Cruz are behind me to fill in some of the blanks as well. So some quick background on the UEZ for those that are unaware. UEZ was enacted back in 1983. It's designed to provide economic revitalization for specific areas throughout the state. And primarily, you're going to find that most of the projects and the intention behind the legislation is for the creation of jobs. That's really our focus here, is to try to find things that we can generate employment with. It's important to note that the funding that we receive from the UEZ comes through the joint Millville Vineland UEZ board. So we're going to give you a little bit of a snapshot tonight of the plans we have for 2023. But all those plans are kind of tentative and pending prior to getting our plans in front of the board and to getting approval there. So we're going to give you kind of a brief status on the program as it stands now and give you a snippet into the plans for 2023. So let me turn this over to Heather to jump into that.
Good evening, everybody. Just a brief overview, some basic information. As Ray mentioned, Millville's part of the Enterprise Development Corporation of Vineland and Millville. So through this, we do some shared services, including audits, marketing, insurance for the joint zone board. We work with them on the certification process for our businesses and the annual recertification processes. They have a certification coordinator that also works with Millville businesses. Some of the types of projects that are allowable under the new legislation for UEZ are construction projects that improve property for a qualified business that's located in the enterprise zone, positions within the municipality for economic development, loans, grants, and business to businesses, payroll expenses, personnel services, and equipment for law enforcement, fire protection, emergency medical services, planning and other professional services, cleaning and maintenance of commercial and transportation corridors, the improvement of public infrastructure in a commercial corridor, the improvement of public infrastructure in a commercial, industrial, or mixed-use multifamily residential property, employment or training programs, and events that are meant to support the draw of activity into the enterprise zone. These are the 10 items that are allowable within the legislation, and we've been working over the last several months since our contract started in June to work on the restructuring of the MAP process with the state, which took about 9 weeks to do. The MAP is now under final review at the state. We entered into discussion about a joint plan with Vineland since our zone development board is combined. And we got admin funding approved for the fiscal year of 2023. We're currently working on 2 additional applications, $200,000 to do investment in the downtown streetscape for repairing sidewalks and some lighting, and $40,000 application for special events in the downtown, of which Samantha Cruz is going to talk a little bit more about. I recently completed certification training at the state last week, and we participate in bi-monthly meetings. So every other week, there's a state coordinators meeting, and we talk about the next things that the state wants us to work on in gearing up for the 5-year planning process and the other things that we have to do per the legislation. So in addition to that, we attend UEZ Authority board meetings, and it is state, we go through a process at the state level, which is a little bit lengthy, but we submit a project, takes 45 days for review. Once that review, we have 45 days to cure any corrections that need to be made in our applications, and then it typically makes the next board meeting at the state level, and the UEZ Authority Board approves the projects at the state. So once that happens and they give the blessing on the applications, I give a presentation at the state authority board meetings, and then it's voted on upon the authority board. So that's kind of a process. That's how the application process works. If there's any questions about that, I'm happy to answer, but Samantha can give a little bit more information, some more detail about the projects we're working on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heather.
Good evening, Samantha Cruz. I apologize for my Jack Skeleton shirt, but the senior center was having their Halloween party today, and I still haven't made it home from the day. So this is what you get. So I'm very excited as the parks manager to be a part of the UEZ this time around. We have a lot of downtown issues, as people probably have walked the sidewalks and such. We have a lot of humps and bumps and trees doing that, so we're looking really looking forward to getting some of those issues taken care of. Downtown, our first phase 1, we look to go all the way to Pine Street and take care of our corridors of all of our sidewalks. So that will help with, all those tripping hazards that we have down there that the city is constantly facing with possible lawsuits and those kind of things. So with this, that's amazing project to get done. Something I've been driving home and putting on my capital budget every year. So we are excited as a city to get that done. Also just, in the future, looking at upgrading our trash cans, street lighting. I will let you know, since we are talking about street lighting real quickly, my men for the last couple weeks have been going downtown. We have been switching out lights, getting them up back and running operations. So we're definitely working on all the security and safety issues of downtown High Street and the corridor. So not just Hyde Broad, we're doing the side streets, going over to the library and everything like that. So we're definitely excited about that project. As Heather mentioned, one of the other uses of the money is to have events that would draw people in. So some of our big events that we used to have prior to the budget cuts in 2010, because that's how long the Millville Recreation Department's budget has been slashed. We've done the best we can over the last 20 years, or 10 years, 20, feels like 20 years to me, but anyway, the last 10 years, doing small events on a very shoestring budget. believe me, any penny that comes over to do these events, we're still going to be on that kind of budget. We're not going to go crazy hog wild with this money, but we do want to enhance it. So we want to get actual bands that are drawing people into town. So doing a possible Chili Fest is one of the things that we've spoke about. That drew a lot of people from all around the area to come here to Millville. So hoping once we get them here to Millville, we can get them into our stores and all those sorts of things. So we're excited to just every event that we're going to do in a downtown area to make it bigger and better. So like I said, I used to always say I was cheap, but I've learned the word frugal. I'm very frugal, and I take care of what we need to take care of in the department to try to do what we can on what we have. So we're a little bit excited that the UEZ funding can help with getting those projects completed. But, this is just first year. There are going to be many phases and different things that we'd like to do along the way. So appreciate the support and the community and the commission to get this stuff done. So I don't know if you had any questions on those two things, but I know Ray wanted to wrap up with some of the loan program stuff.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
Yes, ma'am.
Just in closing real quickly, I wanted to introduce or announce that we're going to be back in the loan program business. So plans are in place for 2023 to create a funding program for businesses from the UEZ money. To qualify for a loan, the business applicant must be obviously located in a designated UEZ zone and also be a certified UEZ business. We'll have more information when it's available on the website and such. Additionally, though, we're going to require any loan applicant coming through the UEZ program to have obtained a conventional loan in the first position. And what that does, it really minimizes our risk. Therefore, if an applicant is good enough for a conventional bank loan, they're good enough for us as well. So we'll minimize our risk position that way. We're currently looking at 3 different loan types. There'll be a business startup loan, there'll be a business expansion loan, and there'll be a business technology loan, which is software related, right? It's important to note that in any kind of a public funding situation, public lending situation like this, you really do 2 things. As I said, you minimize high-risk loans, so you make sure we get paid back. But also, you disallow favoritism, which can happen, right? So to that end, I've struck a deal with the small business development centers. Those of you who don't know, the SBDCs across the state, across the United States, are all funded by the SBA. There's a small business development center located at the Rutgers School of Business in Camden. I've struck a deal with them, got approval at the statewide level, that they will be the ones reviewing our loan applications. So unbiased, independent third party looking at all the loan applications for review. These reviewers are all CPAs. They're all experienced lending advisors. They can help applicants with business plans. They can help them with conventional business loans as well. So that'll be part of our program going forward. Again, I think we're going to be minimizing our risk and not turn the loans into grants that we can't collect. We got to get better at that. So the specific loan parameters right now are still being finalized, which is the lending pool, the amount, the interest rate, the total term. So we'll work on that. So that's coming forward. So again, more details in January about the loan program. I'm excited about that. I'm sure we can benefit many, many, many UEZ businesses and give them the money they're looking for. So that's our quick presentation. Any questions for the 3 of us, let us know.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Just
Very-
one comment, if I may. So you guys can see that the state's doing their part, right? They're providing UEZ. We're doing our part. We're setting it up. The Holly City Development Center is doing their part. They're taking care of the administration part. But after this is done, it's going to be up to you guys to go there and spend money. Because if you don't spend any money there, none of this is going to make a difference. So think about that when next time you go out, instead of saying, hey, I went to Atlantic City, maybe go downtown for a little while before you go to Atlantic City. Or when you come back, or whatever, just go. That's about it.
Gotta show our favoritism to our UEZ. All right, thank you again. That was really great, important. Thank you all for all of the work and effort that you're putting into it. I know that the state has changed a lot, so it's changed from last time, so appreciate all the work and effort. And we'll go to reports of commissioners. Commissioner Romanek.
Yes, Mayor. Good evening, all. I would like to first start out to congratulate our 2022 Halloween decorating contest winners. This was a reminder, I was talking about this for the past couple of meetings. It was between homeowners and businesses. Our first place winner was 22 Emily Drive. Second place was 106 Whitehall Avenue. And third place, 1212 Cedarbrook Avenue. Best business was Garden State Highway Products. Best storefront window, Domino's Pizza. And Judge's Choice Award was Verner's Flightline Restaurant out at the airport. This past Saturday was the Pumpkin Extravaganza. I attended, as well as I saw Commissioner McQuaid and Commissioner Hewitt, and I believe the mayor was there. I don't know, she might have been dressed up. Wow, I think the weather was key part into that. It was awesome to see all the people out there. I'm guessing the amount of people of anywhere from 100 to 150, 300. I'm confirming we had 300 people, which is once again way over my estimation. But wow, everybody was dressed up, kids, parents, adults. The trunk or treat was excellent. Everybody that was helping up, all the volunteers, MMAC with Joe Sutherland. They didn't have snow cones, but they were cooking and offering hot dogs and waters and such like that. Tori's Critters was out there. A lot of people. Our police department, thank you. Our fire department, EMS was out there. It was a great community event, and it was great to see everybody out there this past Saturday. The Holly City Walking Club is back, and it is ongoing right now. It started today, November 1st. It takes place at Lakeside Middle School every Tuesday and Thursday from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. If the school is closed, there will be no walking club, and you enter through the front door. Millville's annual Christmas parade will take place on Friday, November 25th, starting at 7 p.m. on High Street. We are looking forward to a bigger and better parade this year, so please sign up early by contacting the Millville Recreational Department. That is all, Mayor, and thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes, thank you. Not much. We're steady working. We bought some more equipment for a couple of our rescue squads. We got some power chairs, upgraded to rescue chairs, and we have to go upstairs and get somebody down. They'll be here soon. That should take care of having every one of our EMS units up to date and modernized. Like Commissioner Romanek said, trunk or treat. Yeah, there was an easy 300 out there. Time went fast. We were busy. Everybody was having fun. I mean, kids painting pumpkins. It's just, it was a good day. Weather was great. Everybody proceeded from there, and I was pretty much all over town. And trick or treat even was, it was big. It was, everybody showed up. Once again, I need to also thank, like Commissioner Romanek did, my police department, fire department, rescue squad, and we can't forget the OEM team that goes out and secures the block for us every time we need to use it to make sure everything is safe. And with that, Mayor, progress.
Thank you.
I'm going to have the mayor speak for my report tonight. I did get tested. I don't have COVID. I just have severe laryngitis, and I'm wearing the mask as a precaution. So thank you, everyone.
All right, so the report for streets and roads for the month of October, 87 tires were collected, 17 appliances were collected, 169 pieces of electronics received, 2,882 bags of loose leaves, grass clippings, 71 curbside violations were given, 206 Main Street sweeping tickets were written, manhole repair on Buck Street has been complete, road repair on Brandreth Avenue was complete, Holly Drive, High and Sassafras, High Street across from Knapp complete, Archer and Green Street, Penn and Broad Street complete, crack filling on asphalt in parking lot next to City Hall was complete. Loose leaves collection will start today, November 1. And if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to the Streets and Roads Department at 856-825-7000, extension 7388.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Vice Mayor?
So this week, we had a presentation about UEZ. Next week, or next meeting, we're going to have a presentation on supplying Laurel Lake with city water. It's going to be an approximately $18 million project. The engineering staff will be here to explain the funding and what they're going to do, and I'm sure they'll have a nice presentation for us to look at on the computer. So a lot of work's going into this. We didn't really announce it sooner. We wanted to make sure we could do it. And stay tuned. I hope the folks from Laurel Lake are watching. They come out and see that the team's working for them and that progress.
Thank you. All right, so we had, I have to just reiterate, the pumpkin extravaganza was really great. It was beautiful weather. Thank you, Sam, and your department. And who are you pointing to? I was like, okay, I know Heather 1 and Heather 2 are here, and we had the Cat in the Hat. It was a great combo. It was great to see everybody out in costumes. I came out. I was actually there, Commissioner. I was all in pink. I was a bubble. I was questioned what I was, but I was a bubble. It was just really nice to see the community come out. And I had so many people there, as well as even during Trick or Treat, say this is a breath of fresh air to see people out and just being involved. So it was just a great event to be a part of, and I look forward to more events that, we are a part of together and can put on for the community. We have this weekend the Union Lake Park adoption from 9 to 3 with the Stevenson family. They have all sorts of fun things planned, and I'm excited to be there. As well as I just want to thank everybody who has donated their time and effort to that park. I saw Mr. Stevenson over the weekend, and they came by and trick-or-treated with me, and they told me that there was a company, and I'm going to forget the name, that donated the mums and mulch around the sign on their own. So it's so nice to see that the community is getting involved and willing to put that out there for the kids. It's really important for them to have a safe, clean environment to play in. We also have Layla's Walk, or is it Layla? Am I saying that right? Layla's Walk. Layla's Walk, okay. Young little girl who is diagnosed with cancer, and they are doing a fundraiser walk for her at Buck Park this Saturday from 10 to 2, and they're encouraged everybody to come out and be a part of that. We also have the Veterans event at the airport, Millville Army Airfield Museum from 10 to 2. Encourage everybody to come out. Hopefully we have beautiful weather this weekend. And then we have a planning board is going to be the 14th, which we had the conflict. That's why we're moving our meeting from, it's going to be Monday the 14th at 6:30, and the zoning board will be this Thursday the 3rd at 6 p.m. I think that's all that I have for this evening. And so we'll move on to ordinances on the second reading, please.
Okay, we have one ordinance on second reading, which is an ordinance authorizing amendment to the City of Millville Municipal Code, Chapter 39, Motor Vehicle and Traffic Regulations, Article 10, Schedule 21, to add parking reserved for handicapped persons at 220 West Main Street.
Make motion.
Second the motion.
And we have a motion and a second on ordinance number 1. There is a public hearing on this, so if there's anybody who has a comment or concern, please come to the podium and state those concerns. Seeing nobody, will close the public hearing. Is there comments of commissioners? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Looks like there's no ordinances on the first reading.
All right.
We'll go to consent agenda items.
Alrighty, all matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the Board of Commissioners and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a governing body member so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Item 1 is a resolution amending resolution number 305-2022, adopted October 18, 2022, to change the block and lot listed in the resolution as Block 58, Lot 11, which is incorrect, and changing it to Block 425, Lot 10, for the property known as 527 Mulberry Street. The resolution was inadvertently approved with the incorrect block and lot numbers. Item 2 is a resolution authorizing adjustments in the tax and utility records. Item 3 is a resolution authorizing the determination to hereby cancel various accounts and contracts payable or encumbrances with balances.
I make a motion to approve all agenda items.
Second.
Did she hear
I got
the
it.
second?
Okay, I gotcha. I heard you.
Okay, there's a motion and a second on approving all consent agenda items. Any comments? Roll call?
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Resolutions?
Okay, we removed item 1, so item 2 is, which is item 1, a resolution of the City of Millville authorizing the execution of an escrow agreement with Klein Enterprises LLC for the redevelopment of property identified as a portion of Block 125.03, Lot 11, on the tax maps of the city in the James R. Hurley Industrial Park redevelopment area.
Move the resolution.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second on resolution number 1. Any comments?
Yeah, just to explain to the public. So when developers come in, we have them deposit money in an escrow account. So our engineers have to review their stuff, our planner has to review it, the planning board, et cetera. The money's on deposit and it's deducted from that account, and the attorneys, of course. So that way it doesn't cost, the money doesn't come out of the property taxes, it comes out of the escrow account.
I think, Mr. Compere, you explained that very well at the last meeting. This is something that wasn't being done before and now is. So I think this is a good way to hold everybody accountable and not cost the city.
Yeah, if I can just comment, to be clear, it's not a planning escrow, it's a redevelopment escrow.
Redevelopment escrow, I
And
apologize.
our redevelopment attorney will bill this account so that when he helps to prepare the purchase and sale agreements, the redevelopment agreements, and other things of that nature, the developer has to pay his expense, not the city, even though he's working for us.
Perfect. Thank you, Brock. And roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. The next is a resolution authorizing the New Jersey Department of Transportation Local Aid Fiscal Year 2021 funds in the amount of $525,497, which is part of the first of 2 funding rounds to reconstruct 5th Street, Riverside Drive, and Columbia Avenue to be extended 6 months to May 15, 2023 to accommodate award of contract.
Make motion.
Second motion.
I have a motion and a second on resolution number 3. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
New business, please.
Okay, I just need a motion to authorize the city clerk to advertise to receive bids for Wade Boulevard roadway improvement project to be received by the purchasing board on Thursday, December 1st, 2022 at 10 a.m. No bid forms, specifications, or contract drawings will be available after 4:30 p.m. local prevailing time, Wednesday, November 23rd, 2022. Bidders are encouraged to attend a pre-bid conference on Tuesday, November 15th at 10 a.m. local prevailing time in the 6th floor conference room at City Hall.
Make a motion on new business item number 1.
Second.
Motion and second on new business number 1. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. And item 2, I would just need a motion to authorize the following special event on public lands application, subject to approval from the appropriate city officials. Number 1 is the Jolly Holly 5K Run, sponsored by Our Future First, to hold 5K and 1 mile fun run on November 25th, 2022, from 5 to 7 p.m. on High Street. And number 2 is the annual Christmas Parade, sponsored by the Greater Millville Chamber of Commerce, on Friday, November 25th, 7 to 10 p.m. on High Street and all intersecting streets from Sharp to Smith Street.
Make a motion on new business item number 2.
Second.
I have a motion and second on new business item number 2. Any comments? I just want to say that I can't run the 5K or the 5K, but I want to thank Sean for continuing to do this event every year. I know that the kids love running the 1 mile and then seeing everybody run down High Street. It's really, really great. It was actually the first 5K I ever ran, and it was cold, but it was fun. So I'm glad to see that we continue doing that every year. And as well as I look forward to the Christmas parade. And we have to come up with a really good theme this year for us. So get to thinking. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay, public comment portion. We have now reached the public comment portion of the meeting. Anyone who'd like to address the commission, please come to the podium, state your name, address, and concerns. Please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
Good evening again. My name is Jeff Ortman. I live in Yellowwood Terrace in the Forest Walk development. I want to first thank Ms. Parkinson for your timely and professional communication with me after last meeting. I appreciate that. I understand a meeting was held and there's some back and forth regarding the bond in our neighborhood and some released items from the previous commission. And I'm thankful to get that information tonight and thankful that the city engineer and attorney are working with the new developer to finalize this project. I'm resigned to the fact that it's growing less likely that the roads will be done before the asphalt plants close this fall. However, I think it's important in terms of safety to at least have the potholes in the development filled with asphalt. Some of them are all the way through to the dirt, as well as make sure the fire hydrants are working properly and get the stop signs up to code to lessen any public safety issues in terms of following road signs. So if I leave here tonight, our next step is just hoping we can get those potholes filled, fire hydrants working appropriately, and the safety signs. We're not going to get them paid before the winter, so I'm resigned to that fact, but I appreciate the work that you guys are doing. I'll continue to advocate for my neighbors and I as a taxpayer. I appreciate the communication, but again, safety hazards are, anytime you say the word safety, I think that should light some fires under any developers that are in the neighborhood. So thank you, and go Phillies.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Jeff.
sir.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Jim Cornetti. This is my first time coming here. I have several questions. One is, I talked to a guy named Wayne, and I was looking for a permit. And he told me it was going to cost me $50 for a permit. And I'm wondering why it's costing taxpayers $50 for a permit. It's a couple of pieces of paper that are handed in by me, and one permit, it's a piece of paper that's handed back to me from you guys. So why would that cost $50 for paper?
I was going to let him answer all the questions, and then, but if somebody wants to answer first, but
Yeah, what I would say is that we're not allowed to charge a fee that is in excess of the cost of the service that's being provided. So typically, in the case of a permit, what that fee is tied to is established by ordinance, and it's tied to the cost of review by the city official to determine whether or not to grant the permit. And I can tell you that $50 is actually on the low side of what you may see in any particular municipal ordinance.
Well, for a permit for a fence, to expand the fence should not cost $50. You're talking one diagram and one permit application, and then a permit issued to you. To me, that's wrong. As a taxpayer, I think that is wrong. I can see $10, $15, even $20, but $50 for a piece of paper, it's ridiculous. The other thing I have, some of the road department personnel do not know how to stop at stop signs. If they do continue to stop or not stop at the stop signs in my area, I am going to bring the video in and show it, and then I'm going to expect something to be done about it. I see it all the time. I live in the Laurel Lake section of Millville. There's that. Hang on, 'cause I got something else. Sorry, I'm, like I said,
That's okay.
I don't do this. Oprah requests. Why do I have to give my name, my telephone number, my address? Why can't I file an Oprah request anonymously?
You can.
Well, it doesn't say that on your website.
You can send me an email or. you
I
can-
realize that it's legal to do that, but that doesn't give you the option on your website, is what I'm saying.
If you plunked in, we get them all the time. If you plunked in anonymous,
Yeah, I didn't try that,
you could put anonymous, like, and then,
because all I saw was the
I
information
think
that
as
you
long
guys
as you
wanted.
fill it in, you could put anonymous. We've
Okay,
gotten
that's
them
fine.
before.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
The problem is that you can file an anonymous Oprah request, but if you don't like what you get back and you want to file a lawsuit, you cannot file an anonymous court case for denial of access. And there's an appellate division case.
Right, no,
that
I
supplies
understand
it.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's old news. And what is the cost if you get it back through an email?
It's free of charge.
It's free of charge in an email. Okay, what does the Shade Commission do? I find this to be hysterical.
The Shade Tree Commission is a board of voluntary people handling all trees that are a public nuisance or identifying trees that can be a hazard, whether they are located on city property or private property of a homeowner.
So they're not employed by the city?
No, they're all appointed.
Are they employed, is what I'm asking. Do they
Are they-
receive a check? I just want to know if you're employing
No.
people for a Shade Tree Commission.
That is
Well, we do have Sam Cruz on the Shade Tree Commission, but
She's not paid to be on.
she's
it,
not
though.
getting any extra money for doing the
Well,
shade tree.
that's what I was referring to.
Falls under her job.
Okay,
her position.
that's fine. That's fine. That's it, that's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for coming out.
Thank you, Tim.
Good evening, Patricia Kears of Peach Drive. This is a point counterpoint, I guess. There is a public question regarding the dissolution of the Zoning Board of Adjustment and allowing the Planning Board to assume the responsibilities of both zoning and planning. I am urging Millville voters to vote no on this public question. Boards should be a representative of the community they serve. There should be a cross-section of citizens on these boards who contribute thoughtful and varied opinions toward the decisions to which they contribute. Millville is fortunate to have both zoning and planning board members who are engaged and knowledgeable regarding the proposals brought before them. These citizens are unpaid for their time and their energy that they put in their duties and responsibilities. They have a passion for their volunteerism. They care about this community. I understand there can be a slowdown in the process for improvements or development, but I feel it's refreshing and necessary to have a variety of ideas and opinions for the progress of Millville's future by having two separate boards. It would be a travesty to combine these boards because individuals may have been offended or not liked comments made by board members in or outside of a meeting. It would also be a travesty if this action is being taken by what is perceived as odd decisions on development moved forward by these boards when our representatives do not agree with their decisions. Varying points of view strengthen a community rather than weaken it. It is a small mind that thinks otherwise. Regardless of political party affiliation, it becomes dangerous to give a ruling body the authority to appoint members of boards who will carry out the ruling body's vision only. The loss of appointments of like-minded individuals will result in diversity, can't read my writing. It becomes dangerous to give a ruling body the authority to appoint members of boards who will carry out only the ruling board's vision. Appointments of like-minded individuals will result in the loss of diversity of thought, planning, and implementation. Comments are made at every meeting about development and interest in Millville. Two boards would make the workload more efficient than one board for everything. Should these two boards combine, the workload on the one board will increase dramatically. I feel the little guy will pay in the long run. Late hours can result in surprises that may be in direct conflict with what was intended. After all, board members are human with lives and may not pay attention to details as meetings drag on and the hours grow late. I feel keeping separate zoning and planning boards will be beneficial as it promotes civic engagement with a diversity of thought and opinion. To not allow or not encourage other points of view is just another step in the erosion of democracy. Each board has its own function. Combining them will not result in streamlining processes. It will have other ramifications. Two boards allow democracy to flourish on a local level because it encourages direct citizen involvement and civic engagement by people who care about their community and give points of views that others may not have thought about. Remember to vote Tuesday, November 8th from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Check your sample ballot carefully because your polling place may have changed. Some districts and wards are different from last year. You can also early vote in Millville at the Millville Women's Club, 300 East Street, which is actually 3rd and E, from Saturday, October 29th through Sunday, November 6th. Hours are Monday through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And it is a very secure location. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kears.
Thank you. Seeing nobody else, we'll close the public comment portion for this evening and go to closing comments of the commissioners.
Yes, Mayor, all I have to say is please go vote on November 8th, or do go to early voting. It is a great right that we have as United States citizens to go out and vote. It is a power that we have and we must use. That is all, Mayor.
Thank you. Where's that?
Just thanking everybody for coming out tonight. Thank you. Sorry I can't talk.
So I'll also address the zoning board and why I think you should vote yes. So when you move into an area, you kind of expect that area to be that way. You don't expect to move into a nice residential area and then a trailer park pops up in your backyard. You don't expect to be in a commercial area and the next thing you know, 50 apartments or 30 apartments are allowed there as single bedroom apartments are allowed there in the middle of the commercial area. What it does, it actually hurts the city. It interferes with the plans. Developers look at it, they realize that, hey, things aren't as they should be here. So you really need to look at that carefully. You need to look at what has been done by the zoning board. I almost want to call it the board of approval because they very rarely deny anything. But that's particularly the case with the change in use variances or the D variances, which change the use of the land and allow trailer parks to be built. Allow, for example, it could allow a single family home to be split into a duplex. Stuff like that can occur. It can allow the expansion of a boarding house, which has occurred. So this stuff can all occur when the zoning board decides that it's going to do whatever it wants. And we've had one member of the zoning board say, I'll tell you what you want to do, but then when I vote, I'm going to do what I want. Well, we have land use plans, we have laws, we've actually had appeals, and when appeals from the zoning board go somewhere, they can come to this body. So, you decide what you want. It's all up to you guys. It's not a power grab, it's up to the voters. If we wanted to do a power grab, we would do what the last commission did. We just simply kick people off the zoning board and appoint you to act we wanted. Well, that's not the right way to do things. Now, certainly, when a different board gets elected, we're going to make appointments. So we do get to appoint the members of the zoning board. The mayor gets to appoint the members of the planning board, but we vote on the zoning board members. So, in my opinion, the current zoning board is hurting the city by their haphazard way of granting these D variances. You may agree, you may disagree. Think carefully about your vote. It matters. And with that, progress.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes. First, on the note of voting, those that used to vote at Inspira Rescue Squad, Cedar Street, last year we voted at Rick Avenue School. We're going to be voting there again. Inspira doesn't feel the need of supplying their facility for voting. I want to say something about, I'm not going to say vote for it, I'm not going to say vote against it. But I do want to go on the record. First, I don't make my decision based on 4 or 5 people when I have to decide on something on Facebook. I am always open and available to talk to anybody. I got a text last night asking me to come see somebody at 8 o'clock in the evening. I went. That's how I do things. I finished that meeting at 12:20 this morning. We did not argue the development out on Cedar Street for a political reason. Yes, I was part of that. So was the mayor. I argued that because I was approached by the builder with a great idea to build a duplicate of Liberty Village 2, an age-restricted, minimal unit housing facility. I actually held a meeting. I think it went about 4.5, 5 hours in my front yard. Neighbors came. This was after we found out, when we got our notice, that it had changed from a age-restricted development to a very large manufactured home development. I did not stand at that podium that night, along with others, and state our case. We did not state our case against the development. I did not fight because I didn't want it in my backyard. I had 4 very good offers made to me for my property. I did not take them. Anybody that was here saw me, saw the mayor, speak to the fact of the burden on the school board, speak to the fact of the burden on the fire department, the rescue squad, the police department, with that size of a development. The lack of tax dollars coming into the city. That was not a discussion or a ploy because we were running for elected office. I just want to make that clear. I do see things. I'm not going to be drug into those discussions on Facebook. I'm always open. I'm always available. Sometimes I'm available, it seems like almost 24 hours a day, like last night, 12:20, I got back home. People can get my phone numbers. A lot of people have my phone numbers, private and city. My email is listed on the website, just like all of ours. I just wanted to state that and make that clear over what's been going on for the last couple of weeks. And with that, Mayor, progress.
Thank you. We are entitled to our own opinions, and we are entitled to vote. It's in your hands, and that's where it's supposed to be. So we encourage everybody to get out and vote. I thank everybody for being here this evening, everybody for watching on TV, and everybody for just being a part of our community and being positive as positive you can be. I was out last night in a nice little development, trick-or-treating, because there's kids that absolutely, and families that absolutely love the community that they live in, and everybody gets really, really decorated and dressed up and has parties. And I went out because I was invited to be out there, and it was so refreshing to see Millville just come together like that. And I hope that can continue in more of areas around town. Again, I thank everybody for coming out. Their concerns, they're heard, and we appreciate your opinions. I hope everybody has a great evening, and we will see you, we said on the 22nd, correct?
Yes.
22nd.
22nd. Yep.
I have a motion to adjourn.